Hey, it's Bethany and welcome to today's video. So today I'm actually not doing a plan with me. What? Shocker. So I'm a little bit different today. I'm actually going to be comparing my Plum Paper planner with my Hourly Erin Condren planner. So I'm going to be going over a few things today. One is I'm just going to do a quick flip through comparison to kind of just show the different pages and what they look like differently. And then I'm also going to talk about the functionality, how I use vertical columns versus how I use hourly. So no times versus times. And then also I definitely am going to address the elephant in the room, the question everyone is asking, which is paper quality. I get that question more than anything else, is how is the paper in Plum Paper compared to Erin Condren? So I'm going to address that as well, and then also give you my preference at the end as we wrap up. I'm also putting out a video Q&A on Plum Paper coming up later this week. So if you have any questions at all on Plum Paper, let me know in the comments below. I'll be addressing those, like I said, later this week, probably Friday or Saturday when that video comes out. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to try to do a comparison side by side as best I can. Here is the Plum Paper, first when you open it, page with your name, and here is the Erin Condren, first when you open it, page with your name. Something I do like about Erin Condren is that this feels like it's fulfilled and this feels a little empty, but this one also does have space for something. So I'm going to put like a picture, a quote or something in there, and then I think it's going to be really nice and personalized, and I'll like this one more. But right now, this is kind of nice how it feels fully filled out. So there are a lot of similarities between the two planners as far as even like how they have the different pages. So this one I think is also similar. So in the Plum Paper, you've got your year at a glance looking like this, and in Erin Condren, you've got your year at a glance looking like this. So again, very different. This also has a few more months on it. This one has less. The other months are on the other page. So again, just a quick like visual comparison. And other thing to note here is too, this is not a direct like apples to apples comparison because I have a colorful Plum Paper and this is a neutral Erin Condren. So heads up there. So here you have the, again, it's a similar concept, right? It's you can put something and there are boxes. So in the neutral Erin Condren, this is not labeled. Again, this is a colorful Plum Paper and this is labeled here with the months, but the next page are unlabeled. I labeled them with months anyway. So again, just a difference on how these look. This is more of a, you know, slender, tall box, and this is more of a wide box, but still either way you hack it, it's still the same number, still 6 boxes on both the pages in both planners. All right, here is the dashboard slash highlights page. This is Erin Condren, this is Plum Paper. Again, this is a colorful, so this is much more colorful here, and this is more neutral. Some obvious changes, but again, similarly, this one is, you know, more open. This one is labeled goals, though I heard that someone told me that they took the goal word off of these 3 circles. So I haven't seen one since they said that happened. And then also this one is labeled with birthdays, events, things to remember. The thing too with this page is it is thicker than the other pages in the book. So this is more of a kind of a glossy cardstock almost. And this is the same paper as the rest of the book. And in the Erin Condren, you've got your monthly layout and your monthly layout in Plum Paper. So similar, I don't know, it's a month spread. It's got areas for notes on both. Again, really very similar there. So while I'm flipping to the right page here, what I did was I was just kind of curious if an hourly layout would work better for me with having times versus what I have right now in the Plum Paper. It doesn't have times, which I'm enjoying. I was just mostly curious, you know, curiosity got the better of me. And I was curious, what would it look like with times? So I don't know if they still do that in, what was it, People or Us magazine or whatever, what they said, like who wore it best. So this is kind of that situation. Here's the Plum Paper for the current week that we are in. And this one I did do a plan with me on, and, you know, went through how I decorated this and went through all of it. So again, this is not going to be a true apples to apples comparison because I didn't have the full kit for working in the Erin Condren Hourly. I just had the leftovers, and I was thinking, you know, what would it kind of look like similarly if I set it up that way? So here's what it looks like with the hourly. You can see a lot of things are, you know, kind of the same-ish. Again, I just use the same washi just to give it the same feel, but I lined it up and just put the hours. So I think this is really interesting. So for one, I found it way easier to go in and organize things where they are in the day. So when I have my Plum Paper, like I have to kind of assume and kind of decide where I'm going to put things essentially because there are no times. So it's just kind of put it wherever. But I also feel like I was able to maximize the space better. Whereas in the hourly, You can see the space is kind of jammed up here and then a lot of open here because this is more things that are going on at work and I'm working on projects, but I don't have like maybe something scheduled at that time. So, and actually since then I have had a couple more things creep up. But I thought it was interesting to just see the comparison and what they look like, again, kind of as a side-by-side and see. So I don't know. I think there are some pros to this and cons. Actually, what I might do is in the background, like plan out my week here. So it helps me put together my my other book when I do plan with me, is maybe just like have pen here, and that might just kind of help me again in the background, just have something I'm basically, hourly scratch paper. But again, I did like it for that. Now, that said, when I was working in this book, again, just to see what was different, something that surprised me was that the paper quality wasn't as nice as I remembered it. I know, don't throw too much hate my way, but I found that when I was working on it, I know that grit that I, used to love and that everyone talks about, that texture, after being in the Plum paper for several weeks now, where the paper is super, super silky smooth, after being in this for so long, going to the more of a grit and, more of a texture feel, actually felt kind of scratchy. Like, that's weird, but I know it's just another way to say it. So I will say that this paper feels not as heavy, just a little bit lighter. And the Erin Condren does feel a little heavier. So if you like that heavy paper, that is a little bit heavier. The other thing that I will give props to the Erin Condren paper on is it's more forgiving. So what I mean by that is if you need to bend it a little bit to pulp a sticker, or, if something gets a little bit, it's mostly like if you bend it, trying to get stickers up is mostly what I've encountered. This is fine. Like, it's not going to give you any issues. Whereas if you do bend it or make a crease here, it's going to stay. Like, that crease is just there for good and it is going to stick. I have also noticed that it is a little bit easier to see through to the other side. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of a faint through. I can see through. Kind of see it here too, whereas you don't see that as much on the Erin Condren. So it's just difference. It just comes down to your style and what you prefer. Right now, I prefer the Plum paper because I like the smooth. It's actually really, really grown on me and I prefer it quite a bit. Something else I will say though, again, juxtaposition, is that this does seem to have a more raised surface with the stickers. I don't know why. Like on the Erin Condren, it seemed like the stickers seem to kind of smooth into the surface a little bit better. Seems almost more three-dimensional in the Plum paper. I don't really know why. I can't put a finger on why, but I just know that as I'm working through it and putting stickers in, it does feel like this might build up kind of that lump more often. So in this weekly view, I'm not kind of as concerned because I kind of sticker the whole thing. But when I'm working in the daily part of this planner, let's get to a good one here. So these pages, I can start to feel ridges for sure because I was putting stickers here consistently, and I do feel like that's building up more quickly than I maybe would like. So I don't know. It's kind of again, just comes down to preference. So just, being super, super honest, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it right now. As far as layout goes, I'm preferring Plum paper. As far as paper quality goes, I'm preferring Plum paper. As I mentioned before, I'm doing a Q&A on Plum paper later this week. So if you do have any questions whatsoever with Plum paper, let me know. I'll do my best to answer all of them. Some things I won't be able to answer. So one of the questions I got so far, I think, was what are the dimensions in the 8.5 by 11 Plum paper planner? I don't have one of those. I have a 7 by 9. So some of those I won't be able to answer, but I will answer as many as I can. Be happy to give you any opinions or recommendations or advice if you have any questions at all. I'm really enjoying this planner. Erin Condren is very nice too, though. I can't knock that. Obviously, I was very happy with this for a really long time. The horizontal version more than the hourly. This would have been new to me this year. So that is all I have for you today. Just a really quick overview and my kind of first impression comparisons of the two together after, working in Plum paper a little bit more. So I hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are, and we will chat soon. Bye, guys.